Greetings and salutations. At you live from behind the Wasatch Curtain. This is 500 East and I-15 on-ramp, southbound, American Fork, Utah. Standing Tall 710 coming at you live. So it appears we have a slight fender bender. Looks like the front end of the one vehicle smashed up pretty good. The rear end of the other got some damage to it. Police are not on scene yet. I apologize for the focus, folks. My phone was ran over the other day. This is probably about as good as I'm gonna get. Might move better. Yeah, he got ran over. So I was going to go film life flight landing and taking off. I did not get the landing, but we got there to where the life flight was taking off, and just as I was getting there, I was going to go park, and as I went around this roundabout, I had my camera out the window to get a better view of the accident scene. Damn phone fell off the stick. I ran it over, and then at least two other vehicles ran it over before I got back around to get it. I'm amazed it is still working. I do have insurance, and I've got to wait for the other phone to come in. Until then, I'm just going to have to deal with the slightly out of focus lens. It was really bad at that last one. I actually took and broke all the broken glass. I pulled it all out from in front of the lens, and so it's really clear now compared to what it was. Oh, that's a damn good idea. No, I'm all with you on that. I'm definitely going to look into that. Working in the oil fields, we use cables attached to D-rings to all of our equipment. Why wouldn't I use a phone? It's a little bit more expensive, or use 550 attached to a D-ring and my phone. That phone's a little bit more expensive than that 24-inch pipe wrench. Sure do appreciate you folks joining us today. So this is, we are on 500 East and I-15 freeway entrance, southbound freeway entrance in American Fork, Utah. I'm not sure which vehicle belongs to which person there, except for the gentleman you see in front of you belongs to the vehicle at the rear, who showed up afterwards. Those folks are in the exit lane, if you will. There is a secondary lane there, but it is kind of causing a traffic issue for some folks. Gentleman in the truck there didn't realize they were stopped, so he's kind of trapped in by the vehicles behind. Still no police officers. So this accident happened. I didn't see it, but I was behind it. I drove past. I was 4 or 5 vehicles behind it. I drove past, went up, did a U-turn, came back, actually got dressed, put on all my gear, etc. And then came over and started filming. So that they do have emergency vehicles on, or emergency lights on. The middle vehicle, I don't believe's emergency lights are working. It looks like it might have battery damage. The front vehicle and the rear vehicle, the white ones, do have emergency lights on. And we have a motorcycle cop showing up now. First officer on scene's motorcycle vehicle. Rosie Things, thanks for joining us. Minor Fender Bender here. I honestly am not expecting anything more than what you're seeing now. The police here in American Fork have they've been fairly decently trained. We only have a few that act like the occasional tyrant. In this particular town here, I've been pulled over for walking down the road with a baby. At a public park. I've been pulled over and questioned for being parked at a public park. I do have a residency here in this particular locale. We don't stay here, mind you. It's a rental that we use, but or that we let out. But we have one here, so you know, they have no business hassling me for being in a park. Rosie M, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's for real. So my baby was about 3 days old. We had just gotten back from the hospital. Rosie, you don't know me. This is your first time here. I'm actually a retired firefighter. So that particular story, I could see smoke coming about a block away from where I was. I could see a column of dark black smoke, and it concerned me. I was out working on my vehicle out in front of the residency where we lived at the time, and so I just picked up my baby, you know, out of her car seat there, and started walking down the road to go check it out, you know, before I made any type of a phone call or anything. Well, somebody driving by seen me with my baby, and they called the police on me. I shit you not, I had an officer show up at my house and tell me his exact words were, "Well, we had a call about a suspicious man walking with a baby." Yeah, long and short, that actually was one of the things that spurred me to start filming here in this particular town. It's been, I don't know, about 7, 8 years ago. Since then, they've pulled up and accosted me twice for having my children at a public park. And here just recently, and I do have the footage of this one, I had a American fork pull up and harass me because I was parked in a public park. Apparently, because I wasn't parked next to all the other vehicles, that made me suspicious, even though I had nothing to do with the soccer game that he was talking about that was a half-mile away at the other end of the park I was at. Shout out for Art Dye Disc Golf Course and Art Dye Park in American Fork, Utah. It's an amazing course if you play disc golf. I will be releasing that image later. Sci-Fi Bride, the video guy. It's good to see you, man. Appreciate you being here today. Minor Fender Bender here in American Fork, Utah. 500 East and I-15 freeway entrance. This is on the on-ramp, southbound. No, Sci-Fi, it's a minor Fender Bender. I don't see anybody detained. The two vehicles you see in front of you, the first white vehicle and then the gray vehicle are the ones involved. It's the two young ladies sitting on their sitting down on the curb there writing reports. They're the ones involved. The gentleman there showed up after. His vehicle is just creating a flashing lights. I don't believe the second vehicle has any. Right. You know, I figured they would have done that. I absolutely don't understand, um, unless the secondary vehicle there is incapacitated and we're waiting on a tow truck. I don't understand why these have not been moved from this particular uh, location. It's they are creating quite a hazard there. I've not had my radio on, so what's that? Thank you, Rose M. You know, thank you. You know, not just those ones with cameras, but all of them that go out there and voice their opinion. Whether we agree with that opinion or not, that's what this is all about. You know, this what we have here in America. You know, is being able to address and redress our grievances to our government. And one of the best ways we can do that is by getting out there and being an activist. Um, if you see something wrong in the world, we need to change it, and it's up to each of us. Each of us in our own individual capacity. And one of the best way we can do that is by getting active, getting out there, letting people know what it is you want to see happen. I'm surprised there's not even a secondary. Yeah, it's absolutely true, Rose. Yeah, I don't even understand why there's not a secondary police officer here. Other than, like I said, most of these officers here in American Fork have they've seen me, they've seen innocent auditor. There's been a few people that have come through here. They know that we're out here with cameras. They know we're going to show up at any time randomly. Um, Most of them, like I say, do pretty good. Poor Dirt Farmer, hey, hey, glad to see you here. I do have the sun to the back of me. It's making reading the chat very difficult. And I am this is the off ramp. This is the northbound off ramp right here. You can see this is where I've chose to set up here. With my camera being broke, I have to refocus. I have to tap it to get it to refocus. I hope that's doing all right for y'all. I don't know what would possess somebody to sit on the curb to do that. I would feel safer sitting in my own vehicle. If somebody was to rear end them, they're highly vulnerable. Whereas if they was sitting in their own vehicle riding that, they would at least have the protection and cushion of their seats and the surrounding cage of the vehicle. Is that sitting short? Hey. I don't think we're going to see any fire department here on this one. No injuries. I'm pretty sure they would have been called off. This would have been called in as a 1050 PD or automobile accident with property damage only. Well, here's a West Coast Towing driving by. I don't know if they're coming to this or not. They very well could be. If he is, he turned in the wrong spot. Oh, I see what he's going to do. So he's going to go down and come through the intersection and come up to it. I'll bet that is the tow truck coming for this scene. Oh, so it looks like the gentleman must be related to the second vehicle. And here comes our tow truck showing up. They're going to end up blocking off this whole road here. Officer's not paying attention. HPR News, hey, thanks for joining me. PDF, hey, I appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate all you folks joining me today. I am working with broken equipment, so please forgive the focus. This is Standing Tall 710 coming at you live from behind the Wasatch Curtain. We are at 500 East and I-15 southbound freeway entrance. You can see the blockage that's being caused here by the tow truck and the other vehicles. Several of our watchers have pointed out that this looks like this officer is causing a dangerous situation, if you will. You can see they're all going out onto the curb into that debris there. Hopefully nobody loses a tire. So, just so you say, sorry about looking into the snare. That there mountain, that's one of my favorite mountains to climb. Mount Timpanogos. My 4-year-old grandson went up there with us. Well, he was 4 then. He's not now. He's, oh hell, he's like 9 now. We try to climb that mountain once a year. Right though? And that never does happen. So, cops causing dangerous situations. Cops do that all the time. As such, I have these handy parking violations that I carry with me for them. I've not read these on camera yet, so I'm going to read what this says. This is a parking violation. It has a place for me to put the make, model of the vehicle, time of day, etc. It says, "This is not a ticket, but if it were within my power, you would receive two. Because of your bullheaded, inconsiderate, feeble attempt at parking, you have taken enough room for 20 mule team and 2 elephants, 1 goat, and a safari of pygmies from African interior. The reason for giving you this is so that in the future you may think of someone else other than yourself. Besides, I don't like domineering, egotistical, and simple-minded drivers, and you probably fit into one of these categories. I sign off wishing you an early transmission failure on the expressway about 4:30 p.m. Also, may the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits. With my compliments." I've not had an opportunity yet to give these to an officer. Since I started carrying them, I've had 2 opportunities, and both times I had forgotten to put them in my bag. They've now become a permanent part of my kit. Just for them officers who don't like to park appropriately. Yeah, I think they're about done. I'm going to try to get a little closer look on this officer here. Without crossing the road, I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I might be able to read his number if I can see it. So I cannot see any numbers on his bike there, just that he is an American Fork police officer. It is a beautiful bike. They ruined it by putting that blue line on it. It's got a blue line on it, obviously a blue line gangster there. So this officer, what he's going to do is he's going to go across and then he'll probably come back. So I am going to leave the camera running. So this is what the other camera view looks like. As you can see, it is horrid. It is shattered all to bits. I peeled the glass out from in front of my other lenses on the other side, and that got me at least a semi-clear image. All right, Sci-Fi, I appreciate you joining us. I appreciate everybody who came and joined me. I honestly don't believe that these American Fork police will hassle me at all. They've seen me around. They know I'm here. I'm probably just going to end the stream now. I'm not seeing him coming back over the hill like I thought he would. So this is Standing Tall 710. Been coming at you live from behind the Wasatch Curtain. We absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. We're out here right now in American Fork, Utah. We're going to be driving around Utah County, Utah today, and we'll see if there's anybody else out there who wants to be on camera today. Y'all have a beautiful day. I'm out.